And I'm going to wet the top of my hair as soon as I get it in the position that I need it to be in. Girl, get your life together. Welcome back, friends, or if you're new here, just welcome. It is Lauren the Soap Witch, and I'm getting ready to pre-poo my hair before I go ahead and wash it. So this is just my hair about 3 days after I did a foam only wash and go, because I just be wanting to see something. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. First, I'm gonna take my trusty continuous spray bottle, and I'm going to wet the top of my hair as soon as I get it in the position that I need it to be in. Girl, get your life together. And I want to wet the top because it's going to make it easier for me to part it down the middle. I'm not trying to do nothing fancy smancy here. I'm just parting it down the middle with my fingers. But first, I want to massage some of this water into my hair so that it makes it easier and I'm not tearing and pulling and breaking at it. So now that I haven't got that all parted down the middle, I'm just going to take this side and twist it around and put it up so that it's out of the way. And I'm going to take this other side and I'm just going to add a little water for the same reason that I did to the middle of my hair, because I want to split this in half also, and I don't want to be tearing and ripping at it. But I am going to hum and haw about it because that's what I do. Anyway, so I'm going to get this split in half, put that back part up so I can just start on this front section. Okay, now I'm going to add a liberal amount of water to this section. I'm not going to completely saturate it like I would for a shampoo or a deep conditioning session, but I do want it, nice and wet. And then I'm going to take my hands and just massage that water into the hair as I add more, because being high porosity enough is never enough. But I'm going to massage that water into the hair. Now I'm going to go in my Sultry Sorcery Leave-In Conditioner. Why is it upside down and squeezed all to death, Soap Witch? Well, it's almost at its end. And I'm going to use every singular bit that's in there. So I keep it stored upside down when I start running low so I can get as much out of there as possible. So that's how much I'm going to use for this front section. I'm just going to rub it in between my hands some, and I'm just going to start slathering it all over my hair strands. I'm going to use my fingers and comb through my strands, start a little bit of finger detangling just to make sure I get it fully incorporated. Now I'm going to take my trusty unbrush and go to town on this detangling. So I started my ends and worked my way up to the roots because that's how we do around here. And it takes no time to get through my hair with the unbrush and my conditioners because the slip is unreal. That's all I'm saying. So now that I'm done with all that, I'm going to take my trusty Acute Anointing Hair Oil and I'm going to apply some of that on top of this hair that I've already detangled with this conditioner. If you've seen any of the previous pre-poos where I'm doing all my testing, because I love to test something. I'm going to test the hell out of something. At first, I wanted to just start off with just trying it with just the conditioners, and then I wanted to try it with the oils. I'm also going to try it with warming up the oils to see if that makes any difference at all. Well, one step at a time. So I'm just massaging that in on top. Now once I'm thoroughly satisfied, I'm just going to take this hair and twist it up in a bantu knot. Now you do not have to do a bantu knot. You don't even got to detangle. You do what you want, it's your hair. But I like to put mine in a bantu knot because I feel like it fits up under the caps that I put over my head Like in this case, I'm going to be using a clear plastic cap. It just fits under that better. You can just do a 2-strand twist or whatever you feel like. Now I'm going to move along to this back section here. So I'm going to add the water all the way from roots to ends. My hair gets really tangled in the back. You know, you got that kitchen area you got to deal with, and I just sleep all over it. So it gets a little tangled, a little gnarled up. So the reason I like to show me doing the back and the front is just to see the difference in really the detangling. And it still don't take no time, but you're going to see it for yourself. Don't trust me. Don't take my word for it. So I just like to go through and use my hands to just kind of gently part any hair that's extremely tangled while I just go through and massage that water in there. Right now I'm getting myself all together to apply this conditioner to this back section. Again, I'm just going to take it and massage it into the hair from roots to ends. I especially pay close attention to my ends. They were the reasons that I started to pre-poo to begin with, just because your ends are the most fragile part of your hair. They're the oldest, the driest, and to be the most brittle. So I try to take care of them, make sure they get as moisturized as possible. They don't get forgotten about. Mouth. Okay, we were doing so well. Anyway, I'm going to gratuitously play in my hair to make sure I have all this product massaged in. Now it's time to go in with the detangling. You'll see me brushing against my palm sometimes, like I just did. And that's because I felt like maybe the ends were pretty tangly. And I feel like if I brush, excuse me, those ends against my palm, that helps alleviate some of that tension on the hair and helps me avoid breakage and such. So I'm just going to go ahead and easily get through this hair, as you see. I like to brush and then follow with a finger comb just to make sure the hair is thoroughly detangled. Now we all done. You see, it literally took me no time. And I'm just gonna take that hair and just do what I did with the front section, which is to twist it up into a band 2-knot. Oh, but first, because we can hit ourselves, I'm gonna add that oil. I'm gonna add that oil to the hair, massage it in all nicely and such, and then I'm gonna put it in a band 2-knot. Okay, got all that done, taken care of. And now I'm gonna take a little bit of that oil and I'm gonna rub it at that reappearing, disappearing hairline that I have up there, because I don't be appreciating when she decides she want to take off or do funky stuff, like be all dry and scaly and goofy looking. So I feel like this really helps with that. So I try not to skip this step, even if I'm not doing a hot oil treatment. And we're gonna move on to the other side. Okay, so we all done, we all finished. I'm gonna put on my plastic disposable cap and I'm gonna let this greenhouse effect while I sit for about 30 minutes. Okay, so we back. And I'm gonna go ahead and take this off my head. I'm gonna put it aside and save it for later, because I just used that same one for when I deep condition. So I'm gonna take these band 2 knots down. Super easy, you just twist in the opposite direction and they pretty much come right out. So here is what it's looking like after I sat for 30 minutes. I really do feel like the addition of the oil did really soften my hair. So I think that's going to be a permanent addition whenever I do one of these. Whether I warm it up or not is still to be seen. But yeah, I'm just gonna finish taking this down and give you a nice 360 of what it fully looks like. I really am enjoying this experimentation, if you will. The scientist in me just really loves doing this type of thing. So it's been really fun just seeing how it affects my hair, if it affects my hair. And it also gives me the freedom to determine, if sometimes I don't feel like doing a hot oil treatment because I always do those the night before, you know. So this gives me options and variety. So anywho, with all that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, or were just entertained, or anything of the sort, please consider subscribing to my channel, clicking the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads, and give this video a like. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, my friends. I know I plan to, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.